Alright, hello everyone. Now, today we're gonna talk about, that's right, Tifa. I wanted to make this video before, but I wanted to wait a little bit longer, especially because we recently participated in Friday Night Fight, so we got a little bit more of a competitive perspective to see how Tifa will do in actual competitive environment. And, well, first things out of the way is, if you're not here for the competitive side and you just want to see like, okay, is this a good character, is this a fun character to play, then the answer is yes. If you just want to have fun, then by all means get her. She's really fun to play, you can pull some cool combos, really satisfying, really nice, she feels really great, it's not like a sluggish character or anything, really fun. I will recommend it to anyone that is starting the game, especially for the assassin role, by all means try. Now, is she good in a competitive environment? Yes, but she's not like top. Obviously, there's only two tiers in assassins, right? You have Locke and Zidane, and then you have anyone else. Obviously, this is like my opinion, right? But pretty much you have those two characters dominating because of the scoop attacks. Basically, Locke's dash attack and then Zidane's scoop art, and then you have the rest. I wouldn't really put the rest of the assassins like very different between each others because I think they're more or less the same. Obviously there's a few differences here and there, but you can pretty much make any assassin work for the most part. That includes Tifa. I will say Tifa is above average. Like if we have to put a 10 on a 10 rating, I would say 7 out of 10. She's not like unstoppable and unbeatable. She has clearly weaknesses, but she's still good. She's still, you can pull some cool stuff with her, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. So we're gonna go a little bit on all her attacks so I can give you guys an idea of what I think about her. And I may put some clips here and there so I can show you what kind you guys do with her. So basically, let's start with the neutral attack, or the jab, or however you want to call this, right? This is pretty much her worst attack. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's definitely her worst attack. Now, for anyone that really played Tifa, I'm pretty sure you guys have experienced missing this attack a lot. No, obviously not against bots, right? But when you're fighting on an actual online game, this attack is gonna miss a lot because the range is deceiving. You might think it has more range than it actually has, but it has very deceiving range. You guys are gonna miss this attack a lot, so you guys are gonna have to time this attack properly. It has decent vertical range, but you can see here, like, that look like it will hit, but it doesn't. See? So, you guys have to be careful with this attack. If you miss it, it's okay, because you guys know how assassins have neutral reset this, right? So even if you miss it, it's okay, you can try again. But again, not the best neutral. Her neutral is kinda However, you don't really have any other choices sometimes. Like, you can really go with up air in someone's face because, for example, it's gonna miss, right, this. You can go with down air, but it has more starter than the neutral, so unless you're like in a relative distance, I wouldn't recommend it. Also, neutral obviously does more damage, right? It's like her most damaging attack. Neutrals usually do most of the damage, but usually when you're approaching someone face to face, either you go neutral or you go down air if you're like a little bit up the air. You can't go with forward because you're just gonna whiff. You can go with a dash attack if you have this, you have the buff, so we can go into that later, right? So overall, if we're gonna talk about her neutral is not great. I will be very careful using it, not something I will just throw out recklessly, but even if you do, you're not gonna get punished that much because it's a neutral, so usually the recovery frames on neutral are pretty good. Now let's go in the ground forward. This attack, forward ground, actually really good, because here's the spicy thing about this attack, right? Even if you miss the first attack, you can do the second one for a projectile, like that. So you can use this actually in a lot of the scenarios. I have found myself using this really frequently with a lot of success. especially because it can wall rush, and for being like a projectile from an assassin, especially, this is like a very awkward projectile, right? Because you will usually see this kind of projectile. But it has really good wall rush for what it is. Now that is obviously not gonna work, but if, let's say you're here. See, that is very good wall rush. You might think, well, that wall rush is trash. No, it's actually pretty good. That's not something other assassins can do, because look at the distance that I am, right? So that is actually very good. So I would say this is a very nice attack. I'm gonna say also that you might not encounter an opening to use this consistently, because first one is on the ground. So usually people are not on the ground, right? I mean, it's not duodecim, where people are literally 20 meters in the air for 30 minutes, but you know, usually people are in the air messing around. So, but if you're like, I don't know, in a map like Midgard, you might find this actually very useful. So overall, I'd say pretty good. Now let's go with background, this one. Now this one falls into the same problem, even bigger than forward ground, in the sense of like you're probably not gonna find a very good opening to use this at all. It's more like a get off me attack, which for an assassin usually you don't want people off you unless it's a Vanguard, but a Vanguard is probably gonna mostly push through this if they go to your face. So what would you use? When would you use this? Basically, the best thing I can think of when using this attack is when you are dashing to the sides, like not target dashing, right? Not this. You're just dashing to the sides like this, and you just want to mix it up a little bit, because here's the thing: this attack goes forward. You can see it goes forward before going in, so you can actually mix it up a little bit when you're running away and you're like, nope, and you can pull something like that. That's probably the best use I can think of when you're like dashing on the ground, someone is chasing you, you have like this asshole Sephiroth being like, okay, I'm gonna kick your ass, right? And you're like, oh no, and then you're like, bam, and then you mix it up a little bit. That's probably the best use you can use of this attack. Not saying that attack is bad, but you're probably not gonna find a lot of scenarios. Also, the Warriors is not great, as you saw there, because you're not gonna run away that often with Tifa, because Tifa needs to get on hands-on on the situation, right? Because she has the buffs, the fever buffs, which I will explain in a little bit. So that's not something that you might want to run away from. So it's good, the option is there, it's good to have that option, but you're probably not gonna find... This is one of those attacks that you might not use in the entire match. Like, I'm pretty sure most of the people can play matches without using this attack entirely. So it's good to have that option, but that option is not gonna appear very frequently. But you know what? That's fine. It's good to keep it in mind in case it happens. The damage is also pretty okay, 432. So probably that's like her second worst attack. Not saying the attack is bad, but it's more of like not gonna find a good situation using it anyway. Let's go for now the aerial attacks. Neutral is the same, and now we're gonna have with an attack that some people have been saying it's bad, and I'm like, are you high? Like, look at this, look at that track. Like, so basically upper and down air are essentially the same attack, but one goes up and the other one goes down, right? It's pretty much the same thing. Use some vertical tracking, very good. Like, you have a double jump and it goes all the way down, like, it's that good. This is definitely one of her best attacks, both up and down. You're gonna find sneaking on people like this very easily. It also has very good poise, so you can use this to poise through marksmen like this, and it's actually very, very useful. It also has like very good frames, so I wouldn't be worried about using this frequently. You might get punished if you whiff it though, because... Oh yes, one of the problems of this attack is that if you use it like this, you can get search. So make sure you don't use this near a marksman, because if the marksman times him right, you're gonna get the HP. Because this timing you have here, that part, that last attack, you can get punished easily. So be careful with that. Don't do that unless you know it's gonna good. And another thing that I have been reading, people were complaining, man, this attack is trash because it can't wall rush at all. I'm like, dude, Do you want like some coffee too? Do you want like tea with that War Rush? Like, come on. The attack is already great. It has very good tracking. The point on this is not to War Rush. I mean, yes, if you War Rush, that's great, but it already compensates by the good amount of tracking that it has. The range is ridiculous. So if they actually has like good War Rush, and with good War Rush I'm talking about something like this, because people are complaining that this doesn't War Rush, right? Like, I'm like, yeah, but I mean, do you want that to War Rush too? Like, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree on that. I think forward and ground, they are really good as they are. If they War Rush more, I think the attack, I wouldn't say it will be broken, but it will be too good for what its purpose. The purpose of it is the tracking itself. This is not something you can find in other assassins except, for example, Sedan. But Kain also has this kind of attacks, but they're worse. It doesn't go nearly as up and down as Tifa does, so it's kind of like one of the things she has going for. So if she Warriors as well, I think that would be a little bit problematic, but that's what I think, at least. I don't think this attack should have War Rush because it's really easy to land more than you will with other assassins. So yeah, I have to disagree on that. But yeah, overall pretty good attacks, both of them. Very spicy. I will consider using them very often because you can find a lot of openings with it. Anyway, now we have all the bravery attacks for the most part, so now we're gonna go with the dash attacks. The dash attacks, the first I'm gonna point out that the dash attack on Tifa, the one on the ground, is completely different from the one in the air. So this is the one on the ground, right? Pretty... I don't want to say trashy because there's probably gonna be a scenario when you may need this, but this is... Okay, remember when I said that neutral is her worst attack? I take it back, this is actually her worst attack, this projectile. Not this one, the one in the ground. This one. Now this one is very mediocre. Then again, it's an assassin. Assassins are not supposed to have to good projectiles, but... Now the reason why I'm saying this attack is not great is because why would you use this, right, when you have this? Now this one, granted, is slower, but it's just way better. The dash attack on the ground and in the air are completely different projectiles. So this one just pushes away, and this one, what makes it spicy, the dasher, is that it's a setup. So you can actually set up people with this. Well, set yourself up. For people that play in Lightning, this is pretty much the Aurora combo, but easier to pull off, because Aurora is worse. It's way harder to land, this is way easier to land. So what you can do with Tifa is that you go onto someone, normally not looking at you, because if you do this in someone's face, it's just not gonna work, because they're gonna see that coming, because the attack is relatively slow, you know? You can just go to someone and be like, hey, bam! They're gonna just sidestep that. If they block it though, you can still pull off the combo. So what you do with this dash attack is that you go on someone. Be careful with the vertical tracking. You go on someone, and then if you do it, War Rush, and then you can do all the spicy stuff, right? So this is a true combo. A combo that you can use consistently if you're fast enough. Sometimes the enemy might have enough time to recover, so you gotta watch out, but if you do it fast enough, you can do it just fine. Another cool thing is that you can actually combo this dash attack with Dolphin Blow if you mash it, right? Now maybe that didn't look like a true combo, but you can do actually that as a true combo. So it's like a dash attack to an HP attack. It doesn't work all the time. You have to... The timing is very strict. So the ones that I showed you are probably not true combos, but it's just to show you that it's possible. You just gotta be careful. But don't rely on that though, because it's not something that happens very often anyway. So the dash attack, really good. Probably you're not gonna find this. Mostly it's a good attack when no one is looking at you, because you can't confront anyone with this. It's just not gonna work. So use this when someone is not looking at you and you want to do some extra damage. You can use it to extend your combo, the War Rush. You know, because you go further. Obviously, you go further, right? When you do this. If you use the neutral, you don't get very far, but if you do the dash attack and then you neutral, like for example, you're here, right? That is a Warriors, but if you are like, for example, really far, let's say in the middle of the stage, right? Something like this, more or less. If you do neutral here, see, that's gonna bounce, right? But if you do the dash attack from this distance, it's gonna give you more... God damn it, the vertical track, Jesus Christ. See, so you can Warriors out of that because that's like additional distances you are traveling, so it will make your Warriors more consistent. But be careful and make sure no one's looking at you while doing this, or at least the person you are doing is not looking at you. Because it's really obvious, right? It's a projectile, anyone can see it, it's not something you can just throw someone's face like that. So yeah, overall pretty good. Now let's go the other dash attacks, this one. Not that one, this one. Now this one, I think it's more fancier than anything. I think this attack is really badass and cool. And it's one of my favorites. Now the good thing about this is like if, again, remember we were talking about doing this when a Vanguard was confronting you, right? But what if your other option is actually dash? Not that. So let's say you have like a Vanguard, you're against a wall, you're like, fuck, what am I gonna do now, right? I'm really trapped, but the cool thing about this attack is that it rushes to the other direction, so you can just pull that off and then get the kill. So basically you're telling, when you're in Fever level 2, because these attacks, okay, I'm gonna point it out now, because maybe it's too late later. So basically Tifa has 2 levels. He has Fever 1 and Fever 2. Fever 1 is when she has like a white buff, and Fever 2 is this red aura that she has right now. So basically, you can only do these 2 dash attacks, right? And this one. You can only do these ones when you're in Fever level 2. Now I'm Fever level 1 because I didn't do any damage. You get these fevers by doing damage to the enemy. So right now, I can do the dash attacks. I can only do this one because it's the neutral dash attack. So on Fever level 1, you are limited to only using the projectiles. This one and this one in the air, right? Now once you reach Fever level 2, now you get these dash attacks. They're really fancy. This one we'll explain a little bit. You also have this one, and this one, which is the same. The forward combo is the same one, both on the ground and the air. So basically, you're telling the Vanguard that you are not safe, even if I'm against the wall, because I can just turn around and I'll do this to you, right? And you can see the Warriors is pretty ridiculous. This is really insane for being an assassin. An assassin usually doesn't... This is like borderline level of Vanguard Warriors. Like this kind of distance is not something that you see on an assassin. Look at that. That is ridiculous. So this is one of her best attacks, I'd say. The only problem that I have with this attack is the startup. You can see how it's relatively slow, but as we all know, dash attacks are just slow in general. Dash attacks are usually never fast, so this is... I wouldn't say it's reactable, because for being a dash attack it's actually really fast, so... But it's something that people might see coming, if they are careful, right? So that's probably the only issue, but that aside, the attack is just really good. It's insane how good that attack is. You can just go in someone's face and do it, and they might not see it coming as a mix-up. And also there's like a stupid amount of damage. Like the damage is ridiculous. So yeah, if you're against a wall, this is definitely your way to go. However, another thing to keep in mind is that since this is your only attack that goes... Let's call it a reverse wall rush, right? Reverse wall rush. They're probably gonna expect that if you're in a situation like this, people are gonna expect you to do this, right? So they're gonna see it coming and they're probably gonna block you, sidestep you, and then punish you afterwards. So try to not to be too obvious while doing this, because it's probably gonna be your best option. So try to mix it up a little bit, bait it a little bit, you know, like dash, that, dance around, that kind of stuff, right? But very good attack. Also, the other option that you can go with this is like, let's imagine those two are my teammates, right? Which they are not, because they're like on the opposite team. So I have a Vanguard fucking with me, and I need help, right? Because you have this Vanguard here. Let's say the core is the marksman, right? So I have the enemy marksman, and then I have the Vanguard here that doesn't want me to get through. So what can I do to prevent this Vanguard from messing with me? So an easy approach is actually just do that. So let me get the buff level 2 real quick, because it's run out. You have to consistently keep landing attacks to get the Fever of Time level 2. So you can see on my name on the lower, when you see Siren Windsor, you see a buff on the right, the punch buff. That's what it tells you how much time you have Fever level 1. So anyway, we have the core there, which is the enemy marksman. We have the Vanguard. So a good thing I can do is actually just do this. I push him to my team, right? Which are these two. Let's assume they are closer, right? Let's assume they're like a little bit closer, so they can deal with the Vanguard, the enemy Vanguard, because the enemy Vanguards are usually really slow. Like Vanguards are just slow in general, right? So if you put them out of position, they're gonna be in a very bad spot. So now Sephiroth is in a very bad spot. Granted, Sephiroth is not the best example because Sephiroth can get away with a lot of stuff due to his dash cancels. But let's say it's someone like Garland or someone like that. So like Cloud of Darkness. If you put Cloud of Darkness out of a position like that, and then I have now the Assassin for free, I have the Marksman. Now this is a very good position for me, which is something that you may not be able to with other cancel attacks. So that's a good thing, another approach that you can go with. Alright, so now we're gonna go with the back dash attack, which it's two different cancel attacks. So let's go first with the ground because it's really easy to explain. So anyone that plays Bards knows this. It's pretty much Bard's jump. There's really a lot to it. Goes up and down. Really annoying to deal with. I hate this kind of attacks. They're really obnoxious. Hard to dodge. Well, no, here's the thing. They are easy to dodge, but hard to punish, right? Because when you do this, the enemy might mostly sidestep or block, and then if you do that, then you'll be fine. But you have to be careful, because if I do this, the enemy sees me coming and they start dashing away. Let's say Tidus jumps into me and I do this, then that's a free opening for me. So I can dash. And remember when we were talking about using this attack? So let's say the enemy Tifa does this, right? I can, while she's doing the jump, I can actually dash away and go back with this attack. So that is one of the scenarios where you can use this, right? So very reactable. Use this more or less like as a mix-up. Don't use it like in someone's... I mean, you can use it in someone's face, but I fucking hate anyway, because this attack is fucking annoying. Not that one, the jump, right? This one, very reactable, but it's still a pretty good attack. Really annoying. You can't spam it like Bards, because you have to dash. Well, you have... It's same with Bards as well, but with Bards it's more annoying than with Tifa. So, it's good. I would say pretty great. You guys, I don't see this attack used very often. I will encourage you guys to use it more often, because it's very good. Has also decent poise. So, yeah, use that when you are on the ground and you have someone with Sephiroth, which has like worst verticality tracking of the world. So you can just do this, and Sephiroth might mostly miss your attack, and you can go on him, right? That kind of stuff. Play with it a little bit. You will find a lot of scenarios where the attack is useful. Now this one, this is the dash back air, right? Now, for anyone that plays Lightning, this is literally beatdown. Basically, I ran out of the fever buff again. This is a good attack. This attack, I would only recommend it. Two options: either a marksman or someone that is not looking at you. Same deal as this. Same deal. Because this attack, you can see, is very slow. Look at that. Really easy to... So if I'm fighting a melee, right? I'm fighting a melee and I just do this, the guy's gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? He's just gonna block. He will sidestep. He can even punish you. So don't do this up front, because it's not a good idea. Don't do this up front. The main function of this attack is the poise. Basically, if you have a marksman throwing you projectiles, right? Let's say Juna's gonna start neutral, right? Yuna starts the neutral attack, and then I go in her face. Let me get the buff again. Right? So Yuna, I'm waiting for Yuna to press a button. As soon as I see Yuna pressing anything, right? Except me, probably the dash attack, it won't be reactable because the dash attack is really fast. But let's say I'm at a relative distance from Yuna and she does neutral or anything that is not the dash attack. So I can just do this and engage her easily because I will poise through all her projectiles like that. And she won't be able to do anything about it because while I'm doing this, I will go through all her projectiles. So best use is to... This is the best way to engage a marksman because they're gonna find it really annoying because they can't do anything about that. Now the coolest part that I didn't say about this is like once you do this, you can combo this up anything. You can do any other bravery attack out of it except the dash attacks because you have to dash again, so that's too slow. So you can do neutral, forward or back. So let's say you do this, and then you can do neutral straight out. And you may be wondering, hey, can I actually do this and then combine it with the dash attack, this projectile? So the answer is actually yes. So the ultimate combo with Tifa is actually do this, then do this, and then you can do the neutral. So you can combine the projectile, then do dash back air, and then you do this. That is like the sickest shit, right? That you're like, wow, that is fucking badass. That is actually fucking cool. And it has very good tracking as well, so that is the coolest shit. You can pull a match and you can like, man, Tifa is so cool, look at that. Yes, right? So I guess we can add a third scenario, which is that someone is not looking at you. You can use the projectile, this. That is the other option. To extend the combo basically, or poise to the marksman. So if you are like fighting someone that is not looking at you, then you can use this just fine. To have that extra 80 damage, which you may think that is not that much, but if you have Mighty Strikes or Range Shield, that's like 160 damage, so that's more substantial damage than a normal attack. So yeah, very good attack. The only problem with it is that the tracking is really trash. I can't really show you the tracking of it because these bots are static. But the problem with this attack is like as soon as someone moves to the right, I'm gonna miss. So if we were compared to Beatdown, Lightning's Beatdown has good tracking but has short range. Like Lightning's Beatdown is like a little bit worse than this when it comes to range. Let's say maybe I need this range with Lightning more or less to land it, whereas with Tifa I can be a little bit further away, right? So better range than Lightning's Beatdown, worse tracking, same purpose. Engage a marksman for the most part, or extend that combo as I showed you guys before, like this. It also goes up and down, which is something you might guys want to keep in mind. It goes down or it goes up depending on... It has very good vertical tracking, but the horizontal one is very whack, very underwhelming. It's another reason why you guys shouldn't do this on... I was gonna say on public. Like on someone's face, because it's really easy to dodge, has really bad tracking horizontally, so you can just get punished easily. So don't do this in front of people, kids. Okay, so I think we went through all the attacks, basically. I don't think I'm missing anyone. So I think we can go for the HP attacks, right? Which have been a little bit more controversial, specifically Dolphin Blow, because people are complaining about Dolphin Blow literally carrying anyone, because you can just smash Dolphin Blow and get hit by it. And I can see why, right? Because Dolphin Blow, this attack, it's a little bit tricky to dodge, it's really hard. People are saying it's broken, it's overpowered. I wouldn't say it's broken or overpowered, but you guys just didn't spend enough time learning how to dodge it. It's actually fairly easy to dodge, you just have to time it. The problem with the Dolphin Blow is that it's not intuitive. So let me explain why I think people are struggling to dodge Dolphin Blow. So HP attacks, usually the slow HP attacks, have two phases. They have the movement phase and the tracking phase, right? So let's say something like Octa Slash. Octa Slash first tracks you and then it goes forward. So what people do is they wait for the tracking phase and then they dodge, because Octa Slash tracks you and then it goes forward. What's the problem with Dolphin Blow? Dolphin Blow tracks you while it's going forward. So it's not your usual HP attack where the tracking is not at the same time as the time it goes forward, if that makes any sense. I don't know if you guys are understanding me properly, but that's kind of like, I think the problem here is. So you see how Tifa does this and then it goes up? You see how she does like a little... She circles around herself, she does like a little circle, or... I don't want to say a flip because flip are usually vertical. She like spins, right? She spins around and then she goes forward. So basically she doesn't start tracking until she finishes the spin. Look at this, right? She spins and then she goes forward. So what people... The problem is that people are not reacting to that spin properly. So what you have to do is, when she spins, as soon as she finishes the spin, she's gonna go forward, and that's when you sidestep. You sidestep after the spin, not after. Don't do it too late or too early. So the timing is a little bit tight. It's not intuitive. So I'm gonna put a couple of clips here, me dodging Dolphin Blow. I'm gonna probably pause it a little bit so you guys can see what I mean, and that way you can guys figure out how to dodge it properly. So hopefully that helps you out. But yeah, Dolphin Blow is probably her best HP, not because of the tracking, but because it does the bravery damage. So it does everything that you need. It has good tracking and it also breaks. So let's say, see, Zephyr has 24 bravery, so you get the extra break, which is very useful when someone does an HP attack and you want to punish them. So perfect, basically. That's why I think Dolphin Blow's her best HP. Fairly easy to land, kind of hard to I mean, you can still punish it with a surge HP, so it's not like it's unpunishable, but it doesn't leave you as open since you go all the way up like this. So if someone is on the same level as you here, they are gonna miss because you're going up, right? So they can punish you easily, so they have to go up. It's a little bit more messy, more window to make mistakes, you know, all that kinds of stuff. So yeah, Dolphin Blow, her best HP in my opinion, but I'm not saying the other ones are bad, so let's go and check the other ones. So next up we have Meteor Drive. Now, is Meteor Drive bad or worse than Dolphin Blow? I wouldn't say it's bad, but the reason why it's worse is because, remember when I was talking to you guys about the tracking phase and then the, let's call the advanced attack phase? That's pretty much how all HP attacks work, and so does Meteor Drive. You know, it's a normal HP attack. First you track, and then you go forward, instead of doing both phases at the same time, which is very confusing, right? So, how is Meteor Drive? Meteor Drive is actually really good, and it does more bravery damage than Dolphin Blow. So if what you want to do is deal damage, then actually Meteor Drive is a better option for you. You're gonna achieve very good results with Meteor Drive, so don't think this HP attack is trash at all, especially if someone is up in the air, because let me show you guys something. So, as you guys may notice, it eats a dunk and goes all the way down. So the upper you are, the more damage you will do with it, which actually makes it really good. So it does 16 damage per dunk tick, let's call it a dunk tick. You know how, guys, when you're dunking someone, it keeps going down and it keeps doing damage, so that's what with this HP attack does. Pretty much like True from Grasp, which sometimes it happens on maps you are like really high up. So if you do the HP from here, it's gonna be insane. You're gonna do like hundreds of damage, especially if you have like Mighty Strike. So that's pretty much the the main thing Meteor this attack has going for, the Meteor Drive, is that it dunks and it goes all the way down. So one, the higher you are, the harder is to punish because you go all the way down. But on the other hand, since you go all the way down, if someone is already down, like let's say that Bartz actually was the enemy, right? Right, so I do the HP attack to the Onion Knight, and the Bartz is just waiting for me to go down. Now that's its free real estate, basically, right? Like I'm going all the way down here, and then I finish the HP here, and then this guy's like, hello there, I was waiting for you to come down, so I'm just gonna like beat the shit out of you. So that's kind of like the problem with me. But also search HP, because you are predictable, especially if it's something like Ramsap's Holy, which is like a vertical HP, or probably the worst case I can think of is Justola's HP. How was it called? How was it called? Fuck, I forgot. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the name of the HP. Jesus Christ. Okay.
A few moments later.
Oh, okay, Spiritual Ray. Yeah, Spiritual Ray. That's one I was talking about. So Spiritual Ray, since Spiritual Ray starts on the ground and the HP goes all the way up, it can actually stop you before you finish the HP. Especially if you're really high up, because you will do the dunk, right? You will do the dunk, and then Spiritual Ray is gonna start from the bottom, so it might end up hitting you before you even hit the ground, so that's a problem, right? I'm kind of stretching. That's usually not the case, because there are not a lot of HPs like Spiritual Ray, but just keep in mind that Yustola's fairly picked because she's on the top, right? On the top of the marksmen. So, for example, look at this. BAM! See, goes all those 16s go all the way down. So yeah, that's kind of like the problem with Meteor Drive. I guess you could say it's harder to punish on some aspects, but easier than others than Dolphin Blow. You're also doing the animation for a longer time. This is more window for people to punish you. So I wouldn't pick this unless you really want that extra damage, because Dolphin Blow is in and out. You do the old Dolphin Blow, you get in and you get out. That's something you can do with this attack because you're stuck there for a while, especially if you go all the way down. So overall, I wouldn't recommend doing this unless for the Stylish Punch, because I gotta admit the attack is really fancy, I really like it. But if you are considering switching between this and Dolphin Blow, just go with Dolphin Blow, honestly. There's no reason for you to go unless you want that sweet Bravery damage that this one does. Now we have Blazing Fist. Now here's the problem I have with this HP, right? This HP purpose is to like juke on people, like fool them around because you do this. Basically what this HP does, for reference, you have Plunge, you have Fist of Distraction from Snow, Plunge is from Noxus, by the way, for those who don't know which one is Plunge. So it is basically the same kind of HP attack where you dodge and then you do the HP. The problem I've been having with this HP is that the dodge doesn't seem to be as good as the one from Fist of Distraction. This one seems to have like a smaller window. The range is okay though. The range is pretty decent. It's way more range than you will have with other attacks. And also the difference is the directions. Basically with Snow on Noctis, you move the joystick at any direction, right? And then it teleports there and then it does the HP. But with Tifa it works a little bit different. With Tifa you have this option, which is on spot, which is something you can do with Plunge, or you can do with any other dodge HP. Let's call them dodge HPs. You have spot, then you have forward, which forward actually moves you up instead of down, which is also a problem because the verticality might fuck you up. So that is as far as you can go verticality wise, but sometimes it can mess you up on miss. So all like this, it doesn't go. The tracking gets worse. For example, let's say Bartz is actually in the air, right? Bartz is above me. I can't do this, go to the same level and do the HP because my HP is still gonna go down. It's not tracking where the person is. I mean, it does, but not completely. So it won't go up. So be careful with this. It's really cool when you put it on, especially the best HP for this is Furion. Like if you have a Furion going to attack you, use this and I have Furion, fuck you, right? It's like an anti-Furion HP attack. So you have forward, which is this. You have back, which is this. Pretty good, I'd say. So if you have like someone who's gonna attack you, you just go back, bam, really good. And then you have to the sides as well, left and right. So basically that's all are your options. You can go forward, which moves you up, you can go back, you can go to the left, you can go to the right, and then you can do it on the spot, which can also work sometimes. I mean, the spot is usually when you wire, right? You wire someone, you smash it. So this HP requires, probably the one that requires most of the skill to pull it off, because you have to time the dodges, you have to read on people. If you don't read them properly, you're gonna get hit, you know, that kind of stuff. Kind of like a counter, although counters are more punishable than this. So if you like dodging people, you know, I like doing this kind of stuff. You know, it's really satisfying when someone attacks you, they miss and you use to this and you shit on them, right? That's actually really satisfying. So if you're into that, this HP is definitely for you. It doesn't do bravery damage though, so you can't punish people with breaks. So you just do this, and that's it. There's no more to it. It's also very good range, but I still think Dolphin Blow has more or less the same range. A little bit less, but you know, more or less the same. So if you're into that, which I know a lot of people are, go with this HP. It's really cool, really fun when you pull it off properly. It's a little bit slower than the other HP, so sometimes you can't punish people properly with this because it might be too slow. So I'd be careful with that. But other than that, go for it. Really fun HP. I recommend it to anyone that wants to like joke around and do some cool stuff. And now we have everyone's favorite Meteor Crusher, because, you know, the JoJo references. Let's go. Get a mash like that, bam. 288 damage, actually insane amount of damage, really good. So basically, this is the HP that everyone loves because you're just gonna mash that. It's like, damn, really satisfying. My favorite as well because it's really fancy. Everyone loves mashing and punching people at like stupid amounts of speed. So really good, but there's also the problem that while you're doing this, you are not moving, and you know what that means. That means easy search, easy punish. So you're just here mashing and you get punished. But that doesn't mean you're gonna get punished all the time, because you will only be doing this as often as you mash. So you can stop it at any time. So let's undo the true combo, not true, but like the entire combo. So you do this, and then you stop, right? There's a little bit of a window between you stop and the HP stops landing. So you can see my inputs on the bottom. You see my PlayStation controller there, so I'm mashing here. Now stop. You see there's a little bit of time there. So if you know someone is going to attack you, just stop mashing beforehand, because else you're gonna get punished. Because not only you have to stop the animation, right? You also have to sidestep, or block, or whatever, or dash, or whatever you want to do. So be mindful when doing this. Another thing I can recommend you, which is what Brave does usually, is that you just toss it like this, and that's it. That's like a really fast way to not get punished. You just do it once, and then you leave. You just don't mash it at all. Do it, and you forget about it. That's the safest way to go about it. Really easy in and out HP attack. The problem is the range. You can see how the range is like really bad. So this is literally Azure Torment for one. It's same amount of frames. It's literally 21 frames, which is the same as Azure Torment, more or less the same range. If you guys think about it, probably different hitbox, but you guys can see it's more or less the same range, right? So imagine it's Azure Torment. Imagine it's literally Azure Torment. You play Van, just use it as Azure. If you're fighting against Tifa, use a Meteor Crusher, pretend it's Azure Torment, and you should be good to go. The only difference is that you can hold it, so to mash it. But other than that, it's literally just Azure Torment but cooler, in my opinion. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. Overall, pretty cool HP attack. It's really fast if you just do it like this. So it leaves very little window to be punished, which is ironic because when you do this, it's like when you can be punished the most. But if you don't mash, you're good. You're good. It's really soft. Just do this, and you forget about it. So it also breaks. So you got the break punishes. So some people, I personally still prefer Dolphin Blow. I still think Dolphin Blow is better than this. I think people are just picking this because of the multi-punch sickness, which is really cool. It's also good to keep in mind that if you know no one's gonna punish you, like you have these other two over here, then I can freely just smash them. I can just look at them to make sure they can punish, right? So you have that option as well. So I'd say it's pretty good. Probably her second best HP. Well, that depends. Some people think Meteor Crusher is better than this one. Like, I will put... If I have to place the HP attacks, I will put Dolphin Blow on the top, then Meteor Crusher and Meteor Drive more or less on the same place. I think they have different purposes. And then Blazing Fist the last because... I don't know. It seems very inconsistent to land, and it doesn't do Bravery damage, which is a huge factor to keep in mind because you can break people on HP punish. So that's kind of like a bad thing. It's not like Blazing Fist is bad, but I personally prefer the other HPs. My personal favorite is Meteor Drive because I think it's really cool. Dolphin Blow is also a good option. This one is really cool, but really, I don't know. I think it's just not my type because of the range and stuff. Like, it's the same stuff as Light Blade with Camera. You take too many risks trying to do this. It's really good though. I wouldn't say this is a bad HP. Pretty decent. So yeah, this is a good HP as well. You can go with that. So now the last thing we have to cover is the EX skill, which is the Limit Break. Now Limit Break is a buff. Just a buff that applies to anyone regardless of where your teammates are. Like, your teammates could be like literally the other side of the map and they will get the buff as well. So the way this buff works is that you have to spin like this. Let's check it out. You move the joystick down. Obviously I don't hit all of them because I don't play Tifa very often, so I don't know the exact timing, but basically you hold triangle and then you move the joystick down like this. And then you do the slot machine memes, right? So the more yeah that you land, the better buffs that you get. Basically, you have three options: you get a yeah, you get a hit, and you get a miss. You can reach up to level 7 of the Limit Break, so every yeah counts as one level, every hit counts as half a level, and miss doesn't count as a level. And how many slots do you get? That depends on what level of fever you have. So as you guys saw, I had 7 slots because I was on fever level 2. Now I'm on fever level 1 and I will only have 3 slots. Check this out. That was not too bad. See, let me break level 3. So if you're fever level 1, you will get only 5 slots, and if you have no fever time, which is this buff that I have over here, you will have no slots at all. You will only have 3. So basically, no buff, only 3 slots. Buff level 1, 5 slots, and then level 3, which is like the level 3 of the Limit Break, is 7 slots, which is when you are like on the fever time level 2. Which you can achieve after Limit Break level 7 if you get all the yeahs, which is like the best buff you can ever get. It's not hard to time it, I just don't know it because I have not trained the Limit Break personally because I don't know. I don't plan on doing it anytime soon. But if you go to like training mode like I'm doing here, you just get to like level 2 of the fever time like this. Just get them a little bit. And then you see level 2, and then you're like, okay, let's learn the time, let's go. Oh my god, that was fucking terrible. But you know, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it over and over, and there will be a moment where you are used to it. You will just get the let me break level 7 consistently, and you will get the buffs. So what the buffs do are mostly attack, defense, and movement speed. Obviously, the more GS that you land, the better the buff is gonna be. This buff applies to everyone in your team, so it's more like a support buff. Still pretty good. Some people don't like it because they will like a more offensive approach, but I think even the assassins need some kind of support role. So I kind of appreciate for Tifa to have some kind of support thing, right? So you have the best things that she has going for is the setups, which is something I did not address yet. She has really good setups, or holds as some people call them, because she can hold them neutral like this. She has really nice setups. So you have the limit break buff. Let's try again. Let's see. Ooh, that was fucking trash. Maybe if I landed all the JS, I will get like level 6, right? So she has that EX skill that is like a support EX skill, and then you have the setups which are actually really good. So let's go like this. You can delay this and have very good setups. So the best setup you can do is actually remember the super combo that Tifa has with the two dashes attacks. So that is the best you can do. So you can just go like this. If you do a dash attack, if I don't fucking miss it, right? Let's not miss it next time. And then you hold it like that. So you can extend your setup as much as you can if no one is seeing you. So you have neutral. The good thing about neutral, even though neutral is kind of is that you see how those green effects appear on the kicks. That's very easy to see from the distance, what the marksmen will appreciate when looking at you. So if you're setting up, they have those two indicators which are really easy to spot from far away. So which is kind of like a good quality of life for the marksman to look at you and then just press the button, right? So she has really good setups. She has really good pressure. I mean, nothing too crazy. It's not Jets, where Jet is fucking stupid, but it's standard, pretty decent. Really good setups. So you can use this to the setup. The good thing about this dash attack is that you can delay it as much as you want, right? So another detail I want you guys to look at here is that while I do this, you see how he gets knocked up and then he lands on the ground. Let's see how he lands on the ground. So you can use that landing lag to your advantage to delay the combo even further, so your marksman has more time to follow up that setup. Let's get the buff again. I lost it. Usually you get the buff with like 2 bravery attacks like that. See, so it's not hard to get the buff, but you just gotta land 2 bravery attacks, but sometimes you can. Depends on the matchup, you know, that kind of stuff. So basically you can do this. Delay it a little bit instead of just going onga like this. So if you want to set up, just wait a little bit, wait for him to land, and then you do it. So that way, I know that's not a lot of difference between this and this, but I'm pretty sure those little frames will be appreciated by the marksman because you're giving him that extra time to react and follow up your setup. So that's a little tip that I can give you guys when helping out teammates, is that delay your combos as much as you can like that. So you can also delay neutral a little bit, not too much. I don't see you guys trying to do this on a match because the lag might like input drop you, so it might mess you up like this and you might end up not doing it, but you can delay neutral a little bit. So if you guys notice here, if I mash, it's as fast as it can be, but if I do it slowly, you can see how my attack is a little bit slower. So if you combine it with this, fuck. Like that, then you can stem the combo a little bit instead of just doing this. Which is something that people don't usually do, they just smash, right? I don't expect anyone to do that, especially on netplay, because you might get your input drop and you just do this, right? Which is very inconvenient. But this you can do. That you can do to extend it a little bit. So you can apply the same thing with this. I don't think that's a true combo though, but you know what I mean. Just wave a little bit, depend on how high he's in the air. Obviously, this is usually people are on this distance in the air. So my point is, wait until he lands on the ground to get that extra timing for the setup. So that way your marksman has more time, right? So that's kind of what I want to say. I can't bring the best examples because these bots are standing still, so I can do that. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I think this video is speaking too long, so it might get like 50 minutes of footage. So I don't think anyone's gonna sit through all this, so maybe you guys can just put that in the background or whatever. But those are my thoughts on Tifa. I think she's pretty good, nothing too crazy. She has problems, like everyone. The biggest problem I'd say is that she's like Ultimisha and Garland, where she needs to hit people to get the best out of her. You can use these attacks if you're not hitting anyone, or this one, because if you don't have fever level 1, you can even use the projectile, so that's kind of like a problem. So if you are using a neutral comp, Tifa's not gonna work out for you. You need like an aggressive team, a team that doesn't like neutral. Tifa's really bad at neutral because the only thing that she has is this, and that is not something you can use. Wow, that was pretty cool. That is not something you can just use on someone's face. It's good to covering other people, has decent range, but assassins usually don't like neutral, you know, so. But Tifa even less because she benefits from hitting people, so you want to be out of neutral as soon as possible with Tifa, or at least reach neutral once you get the buff so you're out of your full potential. Kinda like that. So if you're aggressive, then go for her. Be careful though, don't get punished, be careful. Do what you gotta do, but be aware of your surroundings. Don't be like in a corner beating a person like this and then just, you know, turn around the camera sometimes, you know, you do the HP, then you look somewhere else. Make sure, you know, make sure you're aware with Tifa, because you gotta be very aggressive, so you're gonna get in a lot of messes and you're gonna mostly get punished half of the times. She moves a lot, so that's a good thing. Like, she has a lot, her movements have a lot of, her attacks have a lot of movement, so you know it's not an easy punish like this. She moves a lot. Neutral is really hard to punish because she moves forward a lot, so you can't search it at all. I mean, you can, but the timing is a little bit small, so you know, that kind of stuff. Be aggressive, but be also aware. That's probably the best tip I can give you with Tifa. But she's a really fun character, I would recommend it to anyone. Probably, as I said before, if we are going to compare to like top tiers and stuff, she is almost there, but not quite there, because she has problems and weaknesses that other assassins don't have on the top, like Sedan and Locke, for the most part, are usually the tops. So basically she's under those two in my opinion. Next to Lightning, Kane, all the stuff, Jet. I'd say Jet is better than Tifa in my opinion. Jet's still better than Tifa. But she's pretty up there. You're not gonna feel underpowered when you see Tifa at all. She's pretty strong. So don't think, guys, you can win games because of Tifa, because she's clearly up there. She's clearly on the top. I'll recommend it to anyone to get it, only $6. So, and I think that's all that I have to say, honestly, before we delay this fucking video any further. So thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know if you like this format with me just like talking over training mode and trying out stuff with her. If you guys want me to edit it a little bit more so it's not too long, let me guys know what you think and I'll do that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you probably soon, because I'm trying to make some more videos on guides, which will be a little bit more edited than just talking over the training mode, but hopefully you guys like this and let me know what you guys think. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye everyone. Get the fuck out of here.